All right, Mattyas, great to have you on the show.
Hello, Daniel. Great to be back again, and hello to all your listeners.
We are going to talk about obviously BTC Prague, and you just asked me, where's Lauren? And unfortunately, she has just left. She's gone out with her brother and mum. So she did want to ask you. The question was going to be, and she's passed it on to me. I didn't want to let you know before we hit record. Uh, at BTC Prague this year, what can she expect to find and to see that's going to be kind of like tailored towards kids and families?
Yeah, okay. It's a good question. It's a very good question, and I was kind of expecting it, to be honest with you. So, BTC Prague is positioning as a very precise and effective and hardcore Bitcoin conference. And that just simply means that we are not very focusing on kids, especially young kids. If you are a youngster and teenager as your kids, it's all right. But I would say that the minimal age where a kid can enjoy is when they are self-sufficient and they can just run around by themselves, not bothering their parents. Because for me, it's most important that the parents enjoy the conference. And me having two kids myself, I know how it is. And I was traveling with my kids to other Bitcoin conferences. And I have to tell you that my mind wasn't there really. Yeah, it was just a half time. And then I think the value, what you really get, is not absolutely fulfilled. So to answer your question, what is there for kids? There is a huge expo where they can just go around and take free stuff and try different apps and talk to other teenagers because there will be many of them and spend some time playing games, video games, maybe some puzzles, and being around like-minded youngsters who will be leading the future. Because I mean, if you are just so young and you already know about Bitcoin and how the money works, it's something so incredible and unique that I don't even have words for it.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. Yeah, having taken my kids to goodness knows how many conferences, but yet mine are older. Like, if you've
Yeah,
got a 2 year old or a 4 year old bored, hanging off you, like, looking to be entertained,
yeah,
it's that's completely different, a
it is.
totally different dynamic to if you've got an independent 11 to 12 and up year old that can, and this is what I've seen with our kids, they form their little groups, their little gangs, and they go marauding around the expo center together. We actually, we as parents, we walk in as soon as we cross that threshold of whether that's at BTC Prague or Madeira or anywhere I've been with the kids, including Riga. I generally
Mhm,
don't see them much
mhm,
for the rest
mhm.
of the day because they're off doing their thing. And then they'll come and tell me, oh, we've just watched this talk, or we've just watched that talk, and we've just done this, and we just met these people, and we're just popping outside to get a burger. And then we're going to go and play football with Ishan, like Avi's son. And
That's
yeah,
awesome.
it's so great. And then and then they come and find you about 5 o'clock. What are we doing for dinner? Because that family's going over there and this family's going over there, and we want to hang out with them. And it's like, oh my God, that you're planning my day now. But
Mhm,
it's all
mhm.
good fun and really, really worth bringing, that age group along. And BTC Prague is a perfect one for that because the expo center is, I mean, it's just so it's big but compact. No
Mhm,
one's
mhm.
getting lost. It's not a zoo in there.
Yeah.
It's
And I think that the uniqueness of BTC Prague is that we really lead every our expo partner to have something fun on the booth and some actionability. It's the necessary part of the experience. You don't go out just with interesting stuff. You go out with something what you can really start using right away for your own good, because our motto is empowering individuals. That's most important, and that's how we structure the whole conference. We are building Bitcoin bridges. We are bridging all the barriers what can be there for people to understand Bitcoin. And how else you learn than by doing? There is no other way. You can read as much books as you want, but if you don't try it, you don't really know what's behind the curtain.
Absolutely. And I say this to everybody as well, like, especially for those people that haven't taken self-custody yet, because it can be a little bit overwhelming. There is a lot of information out there, but getting along to an expo, BTC Prague, and getting in front of the Trezor guys, the Bitbox guys, or the Cold Card guys, whoever it is there, the Jade guys, and
Mhm.
playing around with the things and talking to the people directly is such a like make mistakes right there and then in front of people. And not only are you getting incredible feedback yourself, but you're also giving feedback to the person at the booth who can then go and improve whatever. It's like, oh my God, this is how they like first interact with like we didn't see that coming.
Mhm. Mhm.
And this is how everything improves, and by getting together and sharing ideas. So in the past, you've run themes. This is the third year of BTC Prague. Last year it was Power Up, right?
Level up, level
Level Up,
up.
exactly.
Yes.
Excuse me. Level Up. The first year, what was your theme?
The first year, either I don't remember or we didn't have a theme. Yes, we did. And the theme was building Bitcoin bridges.
Right.
That was the theme because we figured that the European scene needs to connect
Mhm.
because we have many different languages. And that was the goal of BTC Prague, to bring people from all around Europe and let them talk to each other, because we were already traveling a lot with Martin, with my brother, around other Bitcoin conferences. And we saw that there is a need for one huge one in Europe, because there was a 2023 and was only Baltic Honey Badger, but it was too hardcore. It was not for normies. So we established BTC Prague 2023, building Bitcoin bridges. And that's mostly like bridging the language barrier. 2024, it was a bear market, and we figured that it's for people who are really hardcore and who want to level up. So the content was really difficult. It was made for advanced users, and we encourage everyone to level up, to to uh, to come and grow with us as a community. We leveled up, and it's still level up. I mean, I consider Bitcoin as a level up technology. It it moves you it catapults you to the places where you wouldn't even um, wish or consider yourself. It's amazing how strong and how powerful the technology is. So level up, it's still here. The theme level up, it's still applicable for this year, because we are encouraging every speaker to come up with some actionability you can take and start using for yourself. And but the theme, like, if I could put a word on this year, is legitimization, because Bitcoin is being legitimized. Not on We know that it's legitimized already for a few years, right? We, as a Bitcoin community, we know that, but the whole world now knows, and it's because institutions are jumping in. We have more than 100 publicly traded companies who are somehow stacking Bitcoin on the balance sheet. Bitcoin treasury companies. We have wealth funds buying Bitcoin. States are buying Bitcoin. Central banks are considering buying Bitcoin. Like now, Czech central bank is considering buying Bitcoin. And politicians are talking about Bitcoin like it was here forever. President Trump and others are now fighting um, for the position in Bitcoin, because they feel like it can help with the national security and getting rid of the huge debts what they acquire for because of the fiat fiat standard and the horrible experiment, which is now fortunately um, uh, nearing end. But yeah, so legitimization is the theme of the conference, and that means that we are lowering the bar again a little bit because we are seeing that bull market is coming. We just celebrated 100K for Bitcoin yesterday. So this always means that we will onboard many newcomers. And those people, who are they? Who are the newcomers? They are not cypherpunks, anarcho-capitalist freaks like me. They are not freedom loving folks. No, not yet. They are not technologists. They are coming for the money and they will stay for the technology. So we are uh, narrating the conference, so it kind of rings the right bells for newbies, but the hardcore Bitcoiners can still find the nuggets of knowledge there. And we really need every single one of hardcore Bitcoiners there because we need help with onboarding them. We need the community to take care about the newbies and to really show the way to the other aspects of Bitcoin, um, which are there, and they are more important than just money, because really it's about the whole mix. It's money, it's technology, it's freedom, and it's community. And it takes time and it takes people to get the conviction. But BTC Prague is here to offer the platform where everyone can meet and greet and work on individual empowerment. Yeah, I have so many great stories from BTC Prague of my friends and people who have been on the journey for me for 5 years. They are all in different places now. No one is working in a fiat job, or they working in a fiat job but already somehow applied Bitcoin in it, and that's just nice to see. And the year 2025, I think it will be written down in the history books as a step to another evolutionary step in Bitcoin, because we will onboard a huge mass of people and perhaps cross the chasm to on the bell curve to the early majority, especially in Czech and Middle Europe, not in the whole world, but if we localize it, in Czech we have already huge penetration of Bitcoin users. You can pay with Bitcoin in more than 1,000 places, in restaurants, in shops. You can pay pretty much for anything you imagine: electronics, household items, food, beer, real estate, cars. And this is just the beginning. It will penetrate the whole world. So that's what I mean by next step of evolution. If we cross the threshold, it will look like with every other technology, like with phones or like with internet before. And that marks a very important point in time, I guess.
It certainly is the year of Bitcoin becoming a risk off asset in most people's kind of, not most people's, in anybody that's looking at it again. It's gone from, oh my God, it's too volatile, to we need to be having a discussion about this at the
It's
boardroom table.
politically correct. It's not taboo anymore. Yeah, because they seen it in the newspapers and their favorite financial papers. So the conviction that it's here to stay, it's so strong that you cannot say no anymore. As a as a board member or as a C-level executive or a founder of a firm, there will be, it's not here yet, but there will be a time where you need to adapt Bitcoin as a technology. As it used to be with internet, you had to have a website to survive. Imagine now being an entrepreneur with a shop and not having a web store. It's just it just doesn't make sense, right? And it will be the same with Bitcoin. We are just not there yet. And being a first mover makes a huge difference.
So how are you setting up the 3 days? Because you usually have, kind of an agenda plays out,
Mhm.
kind of a curve over the 3 days. Do you just want to let people? I know people might just buy the 2 day pass, but I believe the full value is in the 3 day pass. And if you're going, go all in.
Yeah.
Go big or go home. So
Yeah.
what's the kind of flow of it that you guys are putting together?
Yeah, good question. So it's actually 4 day long event because we have also Dev Hack Day on Wednesday, which is only for developers and like really the most advanced Bitcoiners who want to go deep. On Thursday, it's an industry day slash B2B day. So it's a day where the retail is not there yet. And that's the biggest advantage because you can really network, go around the booths without queues. You can talk about the important stuff because the vibe of the whole venue is just different. It's more serious and everyone is fresh. It's the first day of the conference. So if you are a person who wants to really level up, either find a job or find a solution for the fiat job where you are working now, or find a colleague for your project, or just network and find more likewise folks to be able to talk and maybe get feedback on your stuff, is the perfect day for this. It's the day where we have only 2,500 people in the venue. It seems a lot, but the venue is big. There is a program on the stage which is focused on open source, money, and mining. Not too much of the freedom stuff and community. We leave this for Friday and Saturday, and it's really about meeting the right people and having time to do a long conversation, which is not possible during Friday and Saturday, where the retail jumps in and we will have up to 10,000 people there. So you can imagine is the bus is incredible, but you just don't have time to sit down and do some proper networking because everyone is really busy and the vibe change is a little bit to the newbie world.
So who will be, if anybody's on the fence of whether or not to come
Mhm.
on that first day, industry day, have you released an agenda yet? Have you got any
Yes.
like big speakers because like you, I agree, it's the best time to go because there's less people around and you just get way much more, bang for your buck.
Yeah. And it doesn't cost that much money more to fly first class. It's with us. It's the ticket now is not even 600 euros with some referral code. Like you're a Bitten, you get 15% off when you pay with Bitcoin. So and yeah, who is on the lineup? So the lineup is already announced. It's live on our webpage, so you can check it out. But I would pinpoint Jack Mallers on Thursday or Fireside Chat, Eric Semler and Stefan Livera. We have also panels where we go into the topic. I am the Bitcoin guy in my corporation. So we have people who already made the big leap and they are now leading the department focused on Bitcoin in their firm. And with this, we want to encourage other people to do the same thing because it is possible. And the role models, what will be at BTC Prague, are coming, each of them from a different industry. So you can pretty much find yourself there. We will be talking about financial engineering on Bitcoin Standard. We will be talking about the merge of Bitcoin and the TradFi. We have bankers from Germany, Switzerland, Austria, Czech, and they all will be sharing what they are preparing. And I have to tell you, they will all have some offering for Bitcoin. Yeah. So now,
I'm looking at the agenda now. I found it. On Thursday, you've got here's another thing to consider as well. You've got the main stage, you've got the expo. There's a stage in the expo as well. In the VIP, you have like a little stage up there in the VIP area as well, and you also have check.
which is not recorded, and there is a Q&A always.
Yeah,
So on VIP stage, you get in a very close touch with all those VIP speakers. We only have like 3 or 4 um, people on the VIP stage per day. We only pick the best, and usually it's a fireside chat with a Q&A on the end. So it's a perfect option, an opportunity to break the ice with a question from an audience and then just continue naturally in the discussion. Usually it's like that people after the discussion, they just form a circle around the table or near bar and just follow up.
yeah. I remember last year falling into a conversation with the BTC Pay guys. Nicholas was there,
Rockstar,
Rockstar, Pav, and we were talking with Mike Schmidt, I think, from the investment
Brink.
fund. And yeah, was that right?
Yeah. No, Mike Schmidt is from Brink.
Yes, that's right. So
Mhm.
yeah, and yeah, just like this hour-long random conversation, like it's so freaking cool. But I'm looking at some of the names now for Thursday. You've got Samson Mao, he's part of a panel there. You've got Jimmy Song giving a talk. You have Larry Lepard as part of a panel with Saif Dean.
Mhm.
That's going to be awesome. You have James Lavish giving a talk. Adam Back is going to be up there as well. And you mentioned I don't see Mallers on the Thursday.
Yeah, he's just confirmed yesterday, so he will
Okay,
appear there very soon.
all right, nicely done.
He will be doing keynote
Okay, perfect.
presentation.
And oh, cool, you got Brandon Carpelli's on there from Sovereign, and Sam Roberts as well from Cartwright over here in the UK that's doing good work. So I think, but anybody listening, if you're the Bitcoiner guy in your company, this is the time. Just buy some tickets for take your colleagues or take your financial director or take your CEO or CFO or CTO, whoever, and just say, look, you have to come and see this. Like, there's no downside.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
probably you can expense the tickets most likely, like because it is a put it down as an expense, like a company trip, a networking trip, an educational tour or something. You cannot leave this to chance anymore. And imagine
Yeah.
if you are the Bitcoiner guy, how much this improves your fiat day-to-day life if you're yet to escape. That all of a sudden now your company's really truly going to start looking at either putting Bitcoin on the balance sheet or not
Yeah.
laughing and pointing at you anymore.
Yeah, absolutely, Daniel. And it's not that just I'm selling my own conference, but every conference you go, it's a win situation. The opportunity is here, and you have to put some work in it. It's a proof of work. If you go to conference, you spend the money and you spend the time, you definitely get the value back. Yeah, it's an investment to yourself, to your future life and career, and like the few $100 what you spend for the ticket and flights, it's nothing in comparison what you get in the long term. And I have so many great stories about this being true. So that's why I'm so confident saying that, because it is absolutely true. And if I compare it, if I use the analogy of dot-com boom, if you've been the guy who know internet in 2000, you could charge triple or 5 times more per hour than everyone else because you knew something what most of the people didn't. And we will be coming into the very similar age. The history doesn't repeat, but it often rhymes, and this rhyme will be juicy.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And I
and it
had
would
to
be
check the
orange.
price because earlier you said yesterday we were celebrating 100K. So what's this, like the sixth or seventh time we've broken 100K now? Like, bouncing up and down through it. But and I was interested. So yeah, let's have a look today. I think it was I got up to 104,000 last night, I think, for those people that are interested in where this is going. Yeah, the high overnight whilst we were sleeping, 104,350. So yeah, we're back. And
We're back.
who would have thought Bitcoin isn't dead? And we have, all of this going on in the midst of still an empty mempool and the upsize debate, as it's now being termed, rages. Will you have any of that? Are you going to have any of those kind of talks, or are you kind of just focusing on more of like, let's get this into the minds of people that this is a legitimate store of
Mhm.
value if you're a company and a legitimate medium of exchange if you've been around for the last 5 or 10 years and you're looking to spend your Bitcoin and live on it? Will you be bringing in the hot debate of our time?
Well, good question. I'm not sure yet. We have some place where I could probably incorporate it, and we will see how it unfolds because it's very fresh. And BTC Prague is in 7 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that I will still wait a few weeks to decide what is the current state because I we curate our event that we kind of want to bring only the things which are important for the listeners, and this drama is very difficult to understand for newbies. It's very important, not to make it light. Yeah, it's a very important moment in Bitcoin, and it probably might have some very bad repercussions. Um, and and it's funny because the discussion is about filters, and we have a filter at BTC Prague. We filter things which we believe are not safe for our attendees. We filter shitcoins. We filter BRC20 tokens, which are on Bitcoin, but we believe they are not good. We don't allow ordinals. We don't allow runes. So bringing this debate on the stage would mean that we would give them place to shine. So from my perspective, yeah, like I mean, I probably stand on the filter side of things.
Love it, mate. I love it. Right. Okay. So that's BTC Prague dealt with. If people are interested and they want to come, go use that code Bitten at checkout. The link will be in the show notes. You said 15% off. I think it was 10%, but I don't know. It's anywhere between
It's
10 and 15%, whatever it is. It's a
it
discount.
is it is 10%, plus if they pay with Bitcoin, they get another 5%.
Aha. Okay. All right. I wasn't aware of that. Damn, I should be on top of these shills. But all right. Well, that would be evident at checkout anyway. So yeah, go get your tickets. Bring your teens, bring your family, as we talked about at the very beginning here, especially if you are a man listening to this, which like 94% of you are, because I get the data. So bring your wives or bring your girlfriends, because that for me personally was such an unlock moment for all of us. The kids made their own little friends and they started seeing, oh, okay, fine. You never know how people are going to be affected by Bitcoin. You just have no clue what part of it is going to touch them and why. Everybody's going to be different. And then for my wife, it all started clicking in a certain area. And now she's got a group of friends that, other Bitcoiners bring their wives along. And yeah, it's huge. And it really encourages and inspires so many people in so many different ways. So I urge everybody, yeah, to come hang out. It's
Thank
it's
you.
so
Thank
much
you,
fun.
Daniel. Yeah, thank you. There is a huge outside area where you can just hang out, talk to people. We have stage for beginners, advanced users. We have very cheap tickets for the expo. So if you are a hardcore Bitcoiner and you just want to save few sats for your family, just buy them the expo tickets. Come Friday, Saturday, and buy yourself the business ticket. So you spend one day there doing the work, and then 2 more days with your family and just enjoying the huge celebration because Bitcoin is in the legitimization phase. We are winning. It's not just conference. It's a festival of orange color.
So the expo, I believe you can just walk in and pay on the door. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I'm not sure to be honest. It's we are changing every year, so I don't know how it's gonna be this year because to be honest, maybe we will be sold out.
Mm, right.
It
Okay.
looks like we are almost sold out, and I don't have the numbers in my head, but for the expo, I think there won't be any more tickets very
Okay.
soon. We have
So
maybe 100 last tickets or something like that.
yeah. Okay. Snap them up, people. All right. And now you had some other news to talk about because you're expanding. You won't just be in Prague anymore going forward.
Yeah, that's true. So I tell the whole story. We've been approached after BTC Prague last year by numerous of other organizers and actors from Bitcoin space. I won't put the names here, but you all know who they are, and they are the biggest one. And we were thinking to expand because the conference business is very difficult, and holding the team on the payroll for the whole year is not easy. Yeah, the seasonality of the business makes it difficult. So we were thinking about having one more conference, and we were really picky. And we pick to cooperate with George Washington University in Washington, D.C. We were approached by a professor who is a Bitcoiner who works for the conference for the university, and he recognized the legitimization phase, and he convinced the board of the university to organize this conference in Washington D.C. in the Kennedy Center. It's the most prestigious venue in the city. Red carpets. It's a government building. It's beautiful and it's huge. And so they partnered with us because they know we have a very good reputation in the Bitcoin scene. We don't know much about politics, but we know the Bitcoin side. So that's what we are bringing. We have a stellar lineup there already. Michael Saylor, Adam Back, Jeff Booth, Natalie Brunel, Jack Mallers, and other maybe 15 speakers. We already confirmed few politicians like Senator Lamis, Representative Davidson, Warren Davidson, and few others. So the conference will be happening in DC in September 30 to October 1st. It's 2-day conference for around 2,000 people, 2 stages, and it's gonna be very focused on the policy making. We figured, and that's the goal of the conference, to onboard people who wouldn't otherwise go to other conferences. The people from DC, government officials, they would never fly to Las Vegas, to Prague, to different continent. So we are coming to them. We are bringing the Bitcoin community there. It's gonna be Bitcoin only, very well attended with just the best Bitcoin speakers, companies with keynotes, presentations, everything what you used to on other conferences, but very US centric. So you might ask why Czech guys are organizing conference in DC. Um, because we know how to organize conference. That's very simple. With the programming, we have a board of advisors who are Americans, and they help us to put the right people in the right panel and ask the right questions.
Mate, very that must have been a time of reflection for you guys because you know the Bitcoin ethos is to starve the beast, right? And we don't want to be part of that system anymore. And I can hear the objections, right? What are you guys thinking? Don't go into the viper's den. This is what we're trying to obliterate. How? Yeah, I'm just interested to what was going through your mind. Like, these are watershed moments, and it's not something that's not a default yes or a default no. Like, this is something you have to take a couple of days to think about, and Martin would have had his own thoughts, and then you would have had your own thoughts and gone back and forth on them, and then the rest of the team would have had, talk us
Yeah.
through that, that few days.
Yeah. Well, it was few months
Right.
actually to decide.
Okay.
And the quick answer is if we don't do it, someone else would, and they wouldn't do it that well as us. It needs to be perfect because it's very important. If we let someone else do it, they might water it down with some XRP lobby. And you can imagine that it would be a damage what can be undone. It needs to be hardcore Bitcoin conference only. We are perfect for this job. We will make it, and that's the quick answer. Of course, if you ask me what I personally think about the whole apparatus, I'm coming from the more libertarian and perhaps anarcho-capitalistic part of the movement. I don't watch politics. I don't even know what who is leading now in Czech. I don't. I barely remember the president name. I don't watch TV. So um, it's not for me. But that doesn't mean I cannot do a part of a job which is important. And I respect everyone who is doing Bitcoin advocacy because it's needed. Of course, cypherpunks write code, technology leads, politicians follow. But to make the transition smooth, it's important. And if I can be helpful in this, I will do it, even though it's a little bit against my own nature, because I feel that the goal is higher than my own ego.
All right. Very well put, mate. Very well put. So after America, any
I
other
cannot,
announcements? What
yeah,
what
I
else?
cannot say
What else are you
now.
guys thinking?
Yeah, well, of course, if you do two conferences, you can do three or four. But I have nothing really precise for you. It's always about the market. We follow the market, we follow the sentiment. If there is an opportunity and we like it, we take it. That's it. So, but you folks, you can be looking forward to BTC Prague. That's the first stop, and that's our absolute priority because that's our hometown. We know this place very well. We care about our people first, and I think that's how it's supposed to be. You should first clean your own room and then go out. So BTC Prague is the place where you can really, really grow as an individual and where you can level up. And if we will be successful on different continents, who knows? We will talk about it next year, Daniel.
All right. Love it, mate. So we did promise ourselves before we hit record that we would talk about a few little rabbit holes because when we're at these events, when we actually get a chance to sit down in real life, it's never very long. It's never long enough, my friend, ever. We do find ourselves talking about the most esoteric stuff, but I love it. I'm game for it. My mind is open to any of these things. But you've like this year, you're even bringing a little bit of that into the conference in Prague. So do you want to perhaps talk about why you were interested in what piqued your interest last year in this particular subject, and why are you trying to build like a little kind of not movement, but kind of an
It is.
agenda within the the setup.
Yeah, yeah. It is a movement inside the movement. And we are talking about biohacking. I think the term can be mitochondrial biology, or it's pretty much how to mitigate the negative effects of technology. We as a Bitcoiners, we are technology geeks. I spend behind the screen 12 to 14 hours per day, most of the time on the phone, using all kinds of technology just to make me more effective. And I haven't realized it until last year how bad it's for my life. And I also suffered some with some headaches, migraines from time to time, and then one friend who is my guru in this kind of movement, Elkim, the guy who orange pilled Alza, the Czech online store, is like a Czech Amazon. They are accepting Bitcoin and Lightning since 2015, I guess. So this guy, he's a very well educated in this sense, and he introduced me to Dr. Jack Kruse. I started to listen his podcast. I quickly fell down into the rabbit hole. I bought some books, read it through, and I haven't been excited about something like that since I discovered Bitcoin. It answered many of my questions, and I'm talking about mitochondrial biology. It's a protocol in our body. It's like Bitcoin. It's a protocol. It works. You cannot trick it. And it's all ruled by sun. It's all ruled by the natural clock, what we have. It's called circadian rhythm, the term. And it's very simple, actually. You should just see more sun and less screen. And this kind of opened my mind, but it's very difficult because I work with screens every day. So how can I mitigate the negative effects? And there are many options. There are small tricks, hacks, and I like hacking. I like hacking in all the sense, and not only computer hacking, but social engineering and biohacking. So I figured if I like it as a Bitcoiner, I think my community will like it as well. And it's very important because I want my community to be healthy, to enjoy the long life, and don't be vegetable when they get old. So I invited Jack Kruse on the stage last year. He had a keynote, and it was a very successful meeting. I was on a dinner with him. We chatted, and I saw that the feedback from community was really good. So this year, we are extending it because we answering the market. We answering the request from the community to have more of this. So I invited Tristan from Daylight Computer. Those are tablets with nature screen, which doesn't have a blue light, so it doesn't disturb your hormone producement process. You can sleep better after that, and other things. So we have Tristan from Daylight Computer, who will not only have a keynote and will be on the stage, but he will also have a booth there, so you can try the product. And he's a Bitcoiner. He's a Bitcoiner from Wyoming. We have a Slovakian speaker, Jaroslav Lehký, who wrote two very good books about this topic, and he's selling all kinds of red light therapy, blue blocking glasses, special lamps, which will help you to overcome perhaps the time when it's not that much sun naturally. So I have my red light therapy at home and in my office just to make sure that I will survive during the winter. We have, of course, Jack Kruse. We have Rusty, who is Indian fellow Bitcoiner who can measure EMF and another radiations in your own home. He teaches you how to do that, how to construct the hardware to actually check, not just trust, but really verify your screens, your chargers, your Wi-Fi. So you can live healthy life um, and control your environment, because we are living in a toxic environment. And again, if I jump back to the past, it was always like this, you know, because we as a human, we are doing 3 steps forward and then 1 step back. So we are now in the phase when we need to step back and figure out what to do, to don't suffer from the technologies which we are using. And I'm introducing this into the program. I'm inviting doctors, researchers who can give their few tips on how to be effective, and how to start using those tips in the daily life. Yeah, and maybe I can share a few tips of from my daily routine if you like
Please
to.
do. Please do. I have my tri-field EMF reader here. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I've been following Rusty as well. I'm looking really forward to meeting him. And I've taken this around the house and I show the kids as well. It's really important to show the kids
Mm-hmm.
what what these things are doing that we're sitting in front of. And I found actually a little trick. So here's a little hack for you.
Mm-hmm.
And then I want to hear some of yours.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry for interrupting, but you can see I get excited by this shit too. The
No worries, I
non-native
want to hear
EMF.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, it drives me nuts now because once you see it, you can't unsee it, right? Just like the Bitcoin stuff. So when you get one of these tri-field meters and you hold it up against the device and you watch the thing, like what? Hang on, let's hold that up to the camera.
Mm-hmm.
What's it showing there? Can you see?
12, yeah, or
All right,
8,
I put my
something like
phone
that.
next to it.
It's 0,
Yeah,
6, 2.
what's going on? All right, I'm gonna have to edit that. Yeah, it's not picking it up. Hang on.
Aren't you on airplane mode?
No, no, so up against. Hmm. Right, hang on. Let me show you this. So now, what's it showing you there?
Yeah, 39, 40. Yeah, 70, 80, 90. Yeah, closer you go,
Yeah,
more it shows. It's 220 at this moment.
yeah. So that's the laptop that I'm just sitting in front of, you
Mm-hmm,
know.
mm-hmm.
Um, well, Motorola phone, by the way, probably not
Yeah.
pumping out too much. So a shill,
So
an unofficial shill for Motorola.
it's funny, but you know that. So are you wearing the tinfoil hat already?
Yes.
You
So
know that there is already a firm, and they are making tinfoil hats,
yes,
but they are nice.
yes, I know.
It's
They're
so funny.
excellent. I
Yeah,
don't have one, but I asked
me
Rusty.
neither.
I
Yeah.
asked Rusty to send me because we had a long haul flight, and I wanted to look at what's the non-native EMF like reflector clothing. There must be a brand out there, and sure enough, there is. But mate, this is like expensive stuff because it's still so niche. I expect it to come down in price as more and
Hmm.
more people. But like a blanket, for example, is like
Hmm.
£250. Like I'm like,
Hmm.
what? Like
Hmm.
that's crazy. But what I did do, our smart meter, yeah, these things are a freaking scam as well. But there's one installed in the house we're renting. Uh, it pumps this non-native EMF through the wall into the house. So what I did was I first of all I did the tinfoil test,
Hmm.
and that works for anybody that thinks that's crazy. Listen to Jack Cruz. He's talked about how the was it the US embassy in Russia? I think they
Yes.
lined right. Yes, they lined the inside with tin foil to stop being pulsed by the radio waves that were like affecting everybody in there. And so I got a nice picture. I put on the back of the picture tin foil and hung it right at the point where the smart meter is behind the wall. And sure as well, now we're fine. Hardly any is coming through. So that's just one little trick that you can
Yep.
do. But what are your hacks?
Yeah, well, so I start with the morning. The morning routine is very important, and you should always see the first sun, the AM, the UVA, the
Mhm.
UVA, because it kind of starts your circadian rhythm, and if you get just the morning sun, half of the work is done. So uh, I have a apartment, and the window is on the east. So I just open window, and I wake up 5:15 every morning, and I just look into the bright sky or a sun if it's possible for 15 20 minutes. That's very minimum, the bare minimum what you can do. And after 2 or 3 minutes, because don't get me wrong, I like to sleep, and I'm sleepy when I wake up. But after 2 or 3 minutes, my eyes are open and I feel energized. And I don't drink the coffee in the morning anymore. I used to drink the first thing what I did in the morning when I woke up. I drank coffee, but not anymore. Now I drink first coffee at 9, probably. So this is the first thing. Morning sun. More is better. The second thing, what is important during the day, is to synchronize with the circadian rhythm. And what does it mean? That means just open the window and look to the sky every, let's say, 1 hour or 2 hours for another 5 minutes. So make this as a habit, put it as an alarm clock on your phone, just to remind you, really open the window and look from the window to the bright sky, to the direction where is sun for 5 minutes. It should work. 5 minutes, they say it's enough. More is better. And then do this during the day. Of course, use some, I don't know, some better quality screens. Yeah, don't use the shitty ones. You can find all the guides on the internet. And in the evening, you shouldn't get the blue light. So in the evening, I use a filters for my glasses. Yeah, you have those. I have a dioptric glasses, so I bought clips which I just put on them, and I use them in the evening. I also set a red light screen on my laptop and on my phone. And actually, I try to not work after the sunset, or watch the screen after sunset. I change all the lights in my home, so we only use red lights after the sunset, and this makes your sleep much more better, much more effective, because if you see the morning sun, your melatonin is getting produced in your body, but it's not released until the evening. So if you have a morning sun, it's very good, but you need to keep the routine also in the evening. And that means no blue light, no food, 3 hours before you go to sleep. If you make it, then the sleep is absolutely perfect. It's much more effective. You don't need that much. And your body start doing the things what it's supposed to do, regeneration, for example. And then you have more dopamine, and you figure out, oh my God, I'm just like double productive than before. I'm not tired. I have more energy. I have better ideas. I'm more calm. Uh, yeah, it's very powerful. It's a level up technology as Bitcoin.
So you're going to have a few talks about that as well, and the booth where people can go and buy stuff and get further information.
Yes, yes, there will be talks in on every stage. So probably in a total like 2 hours of talks and panels regarding this topic, and two booths. Both will be outside, obviously,
Yes.
with a networking zone where people can go and talk to Yaroslav, Jack, and Tristan. We will have bean bags there, so you can just enjoy the sun and talk about uh, the the things what I just said, because it's a rabbit hole. It
Yeah.
really, you can go very deep, and it takes time to understand it and times to study. Same like with Bitcoin. More time you spend, more you understand, more powerful it gets for your own life.
And a lot of people like think, oh, I don't have the time. This one's too deep. It's like, okay, fine. Get outside and touch grass, and you're done, right? There's pretty much all you need to do. That's your first little entrance. Take your shoes and socks off, feel the grass under your feet. It's amazing. So few people have done that, especially if you're living in a city and you're
Yeah.
working all day long. You think about the last time your feet touched the ground, it was probably when you were on holiday. And people love the feel of their feet in the sand. There's a reason. It's primal, and they love the feel of walking across a perfectly like mown lawn or something, or it's just so nice. There's no woo about that. It just is, and very, very simple things to start with. And like you, I've been going down the rabbit hole as well, learning a lot of stuff, listening to Jack. I've had Jack on as well, so anyone can go back and listen to my podcast that I did with Jack. um and yeah, it's just great to see that there's going to be this kind of stuff at the conference as well. So yeah,
And
what are you waiting for, people? Go use
it's
that code.
yeah, yeah. Use that code, come to Prague, because it's about empowering yourself.
Hmm.
Bitcoin, it's about teaching you responsibility. There is no one else responsible for your life. Once you take it, it's so liberating, and you don't need much. You really need a good saving technology, because money is a representation for your time and for your energy. No one should steal that from you. That's very, very unfair. So that's Bitcoin, one solution. And then the technology is stealing a health from you. So you need to take care about that stuff. Of course, there are other, like food. Yeah, there are another rabbit holes, and each of us needs a little bit different mix. But I believe that Bitcoiners are a perfect group for this, because and I think I know why, and it's because the Maslow pyramid of needs. This
Maslow's hierarchy of needs, yes.
hierarchy of needs. Yeah, thank you. So you cannot think about higher stuff if you don't fulfill the lower levels. Yeah, the first level is, I think, basic needs. That's so you need food and shelter, I
Hmm.
guess. The second layer is some family and friendship. And the third one is self-fulfillment, if I'm not mistaken. And if you are living a rat race with bad money, and you just spend most of the time in a work chasing the inflation, you don't have time to study and spend, like really to take care about yourself, to have a hobby, to read books what you love, to spend more time with your kids. And that's bad. I mean, life should be about the third level, not just chasing the first two. And with Bitcoin, we have the chance to skip those two levels, because if you start stacking, no one can take you the money, take your energy. You finally sovereign, and if you can hold it for a few years for one cycle, you really start feeling the difference, because you don't actually need to work that much, because the energy what you save, it's enough, and that's natural. That's how it's supposed to be. We are not supposed to have inflation. Keynesian economics are wrong. The deflation is the natural way of life and of evolution of technology. We are better and better, right? So
Absolutely.
so that's why I believe Bitcoiners are perfect for this, because they just have more time.
Hmm.
They already skipped those two levels, and they took out the glasses of not knowing, and they are happy to share it. That's a nice thing to do. If you know something what is good for your fellow pleb, you just tell them, and if the other person is open-minded, they just adopt it, and it's very quick, very effective. And that's why I believe the Bitcoiners will be the next leading social economic class, and it will change the future for sure. Because um, yeah, that's the game theory.
Love it, mate. Better, brighter future for everybody. Well, I've got to ask you the final question.
Please.
If you had one last orange pill left to give to somebody, who would you give it to and why?
Oof. Good question. I should knew that this is coming. I should have prepared.
Yes.
Um, well, just one person. Just one person. Okay, it would be my dad-in-law. Yeah. I have no idea why he's not orange pilled yet. I'm trying so hard. You know, he knows me for so long. It's so weird that some people just don't don't take it, like they see the benefits. I could understand from the beginning, first year, two, three. Yeah, okay, but come on. It's been so many years.
So
You
many
should,
years,
yeah, so many years, so many dinners,
three
so
conferences
three conferences. Yeah, well,
that you've organized. Goodness knows how many you've been to. Yeah, I know, mate. It's funny, when I started this podcast 5 years ago, I've always asked that question, as you know. And back in those days, it was like, oh, Joe Rogan, the president, the Pope, whoever, right? Whoever was the biggest name in the news hitting the headlines that month or whatever. Now I ask it's my sister, my dad, my father-in-law. It's so nice to see that like switch. Like,
mhm.
you know what? Yeah, that's what matters. Like the people closest to me.
Yeah. Sovereign families. I
Mm,
believe that the future, and you probably read Sovereign Individual, the book, right?
yes.
It's great, but I think that the lone wolf theory doesn't work. You need a strong pack. It's uh, it's small enough that you know everyone. So it's like a sovereign gang, maybe. So sovereign family is the smallest unit of social pack, I would say. And you can extend it with very close friends. So yeah, make your own pack,
Mm.
and take care about them.
I'm doing it. I've started a sovereign series actually around this because there's a whole sovereign movement out there that I wasn't particularly aware of, and it turns out they don't really know about Bitcoin. Some of them would, but the movement as a whole are more focused on exiting the system through deregistering their name from the electoral register, notifying the attorney general that they are a living, breathing man, and deregistering their possessions from like the driving. In the UK, it's DVLA. So when you buy a car, you register it so they are the owners
Mhm.
and you are the keeper. And you're like, what? Say that again? I'm learning all of this stuff. So they're coming at it from, and they have remedies for all of this kind of stuff, but like paperwork remedies using the Uniform Commercial Code of Law, which is not law, like legal jurisdiction, statutes, and bills and rights, and all this kind of stuff. Uh, so I'm doing interviews on that. I've already had one guy on called Peter Stone. So for those people that haven't listened to that, go back and listen. That's the first episode of the Sovereign series, because if we can amalgamate all of this information, if you've got sovereign money, if you've got sovereign health, like we talked about, you understand how we're being affected by these non-native electromagnetic frequencies, and you can mitigate that. That's huge. You got sovereign medicine, i.e., you've moved away from your GP and you're now looking after yourself. And maybe you're using natural remedies or whatever. But there's a way other than just take the pill, you'll be fine, bro. Which,
Yeah.
by the way, you never are. And now if we can become sovereign as well with regards to, you know, legal rights or wrongs, as they mainly are, that's just learning a bit of paperwork. And the information's out there. We've just got to bring all of this together.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then you've got sovereign families popping up all over the place. And you really do start a new, completely decentralized network. And if you do need that, like you say, you get to know these people and then you can lean on them for help
Yeah.
when you need it.
Yeah. Yeah. We need the right mix of people for the future, for a sovereign future. Um, and I really appreciate that there are another movements like you just said who are fighting for in a little bit different front, and they are perfect for Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
Similar like libertarians, yeah, they are also fighting kind of their own little battle. And I've been to so many libertarian conferences. Those people are natural for Bitcoin, but they just don't get it yet. Not
Mm.
all of them. It's better and better every year. But yeah, there are the hyper Bitcoinization is it's gonna take long, you know. It's gonna take
Yes.
long, but we are definitely coming towards it.
Well, anyway, thank you for coming on. Thank you for everything that you've done for Bitcoin over the past years, that you've been leaning into this space and adding value where you and Martin saw, you know, your skills best fit. This is what we need to do. We need everybody leveraging that unique skill set that they have to bring to, you know, the party, so we can all just keep this thing going for longer and become stronger until the point of hyper Bitcoinization. Because if we rest on our laurels, then it's over. So
Yeah.
yeah, appreciate everything that you do, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in June. And so is everybody else, wife and kids. We you know, we love Prague, we love the city, we love the conference, so we're really looking forward to it. Thank you for everything you're doing, mate.
Thank you, Daniel. And I just repeat the same thing. I thank you for everything what you're doing because it's really about every single one of us. And I like to say, never underestimate your own power of individual. That's what they want. They want you to feel weak, but you're actually incredibly strong because if you just think about it, you can live in a very nice world, disconnected from the rest, absolutely happy. And then that means that you are a sovereign. So yeah, let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go. Thank you, mate. Take care. See you soon.
Thank you.